Well, good morning, coming to you on a cool, overcast, kind of dreary Wednesday morning here in West Tennessee, but out getting things done. We first day back at school for the kids after the holiday break. Took them to school, then ran into town, grabbed some protein tubs. I knew they were just about out down here on this farm, so figured we'd grab them, come by here and feed, drop a couple off. And of course, calves have been moved down here since, I don't know what day it was, honestly. Just a couple days ago, 3 days ago maybe. Anyway, about half of them, I can see her back here in the back. I don't know what they're doing. Cross fence back there is not in great shape still from all the tree damage and the tornadoes. And I would say they've probably taken advantage of that, but I really don't know that there's any advantage to being back there because their hay, their protein tubs, the feed, water, everything is up here. But just dumb little calves being dumb little calves, I guess, and not been able to help themselves. They're, I guess they figured they wanted to go and explore, so whatever. We'll ride back here. Should be 27 more of them or so back here. We'll see if we can find them. If I can do this without tearing up the tailgate or breaking my foot. Oh. Don't think I broke or tore up anything. We'll go ahead and put out 2 tubs here. Save us from having to bring another one in just a couple of weeks. Well, and it looks like they're gonna make their way up here. I don't know what they were doing. The gate's shut, but again, there's a spot with an enormous oak on it from back when the tornado came through into March. One that, I mean, it's cross fence, we hadn't really worried about it. And 2, to actually move that tree and fix it like we should, we're gonna need like a dozer or an excavator. But all right, should be 27 of them. We'll get a head count on them. We gotta come back down here a little later on today anyway. You see that hay feeder's empty. This one's just about empty. So we'll get another chance to look at them later on, even if we don't see them all right now. Y'all done missed a feed. Yeah, should have been up here 10 minutes ago. And here the little beggars come running. I've already fed them this morning. Unrolled a fresh roll of hay about 3 hours ago. Yet anytime they hear you up here around the barn, they immediately, the dinner bell's ringing in their mind. But we'll take them a tub out there. You know, a lot of people ask us as we were getting the liquid protein, and they see us use tubs some. You know, why do we prefer one over the other? And generally, and I've never really put the pencil to it, which is kind of dumb, but we think the liquid protein, you know, you get a little more for your money. You know, it lasts a little longer. It's a little more of a hassle to handle it because we have to make a longer trip to go get it. Have to use the tractor and all, and sometimes we tear stuff up like we did this year. But it usually lasts them, you know, a really long time. Well, basically in a month, they ate that feeder completely empty. Now, we had a lot more mouths, a lot more tongues licking on it this year than usual, until about, a little over a week or so ago, maybe 10 days, We had 80 something head, you know, counting the calves. So I don't know. We knew we needed more tubs because we don't have a lick wheel feeder at the other farm. So we figured we'd go ahead and buy a pallet today. We'll probably get through the rest of the hay feeding season with this crew with just the lick tubs rather than the liquid feed. But we'll see. If they start blowing through these tubs really fast, we might make a trip and go get some more liquid feed. But before we can do that, we got to get another tote box to hold that feed, because as you saw in that video, we tore that one up. Y'all enjoy. That tire is not supposed to look like that. So we've been getting tired of having to air this thing up every time. I'm pretty certain there's a nail in it. We're gonna take it off there and run it into town. Get a tire shop, my buddy Johnny, to fix us up. Yeah, I believe that right there is at least part of our problem. It's like a screw. I don't know, we'll see if I can fix this one, or are we getting a new tire? And now onto a project that I'm not going to tackle today, but I wanted to assess just how big of a project it's going to be. Let's work on these cross fences, which you can see, the ditch that runs down through there. A lot of the fence is getting off into it, but that's okay. They can't cross right there. Hawk is out hunting here in the middle of the day. But you see where obviously this tree fell over root wide, totally screwed up the fence. And then this tree had fallen a few years ago. It had been up and over the fence, but it's finally collapsed. Hey, this may end up on our blooper reel, but I can't tell you how many times I've walked over this tree in the last, I don't know, what, 3 or 4 years since it fell. Because there's not a, makes for a convenient little bridge to get across this water hole. So we have to decide. That tree is pretty darn big. It is down. I don't know. I could probably put the bucket on the tractor, on the bigger tractor. It may have been a good job to have used the 135 for it before we traded it in. Get on here and just kind of push it around where it's not like laying right out in the pasture, all in the way. Otherwise, it's just going to slowly get down and end up like this. I don't know. Yeah, going to be a little bigger job than I would like. We'll figure out a way, because yeah, they just walk across that water hole and out in here anytime they want to when they're in this pasture. You know, we may contemplate how we're going to exactly attack that over these next few weeks. I'd like to get these fencing projects done, of course, this time of year. No sense in waiting until it's summer with a triple-digit heat index, ticks and mosquitoes, you know, eating us alive while we're trying to do it. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming of feeding cows. Need to take some hay up the road, like I mentioned earlier, to that group. Haven't run up and down the road more than I like with the tractor because, well, we have animals up there and we don't have a truck. But as you can see here on the back side of the barn, we have big rolls of hay. Of course, our baler rolls the smaller rolls. You can see there. small roll that our baler makes. Big rolls, my dad actually baled those at his house. I guess it would have been in, yeah, it would have been in 21, because 22 and 23 I was using my baler. Those have been in the barn the whole time in an effort to minimize the number of trips we make back and forth, which is only, what, 7 of those rolls, so they'll run out pretty quick. I think I'm gonna come around here, see if I can pull those out from under, because those are smaller rolls up top. Just, they'll last, you know, there's roughly twice as much hay in those rolls. So we'll see if we can do that without tearing the barn up and tearing everything else up. But we'll do that, save us a couple extra trips until we get a truck and we can start running back up and down the road using a bale bed. Okay, got them out of there. Didn't tear the wrap up too bad. I think we can get down the road without it falling apart, which, man, those bales just look huge in comparison to these others, which, you know, for the last 2 years, I've you know, rolled all my own hay, and so we've dealt only with these smaller rolls. Now, I grew up, you know, my dad and my uncle have always had the full-size baler. Those big rolls are all I'd ever known. But still, it's like you get used to those smaller ones. You're like, man, these things are enormous. But anyway, all about perspective. We're gonna head up a road and feed those calves. Yeah, it's, you know, we went from having just those 8 heifers, which of course it had, you know, there'd been a lot more than that as we slowly sold off all the bred ones and then moved those other bred ones home. And then we moved those 43 wean calves down there, so they're eating hay up. But there's our newest addition to the farm. He was a rescue cat that we had at the vet clinic for, well, since he was a little kitten. Got him big enough to get him neutered and whatnot, and that is Pete the cat. Alright, so got them fed. What I'm hoping, they've been eating basically a roll a day, around about the smaller rolls. So yeah, we're having to bring 2 rolls every other day. I'm hoping those 2 will last them 4 days, which will put us, yeah, I guess to Sunday before we have to bring them hay again. Which will be convenient, because it'll be a day I won't have to try to do it on my lunch break or before daylight one morning before I go to work. But got them fed. We'll see how long those rolls last. And there's my beautiful bride chasing Dolly, the Boston Terrier puppy, around the yard, because Dolly has not quite learned to listen very well yet. We have a little driveway alarm that beeps in the house whenever somebody's coming down the driveway, and she obviously had the dogs out, heard me come in, and Of course, want to run out and be sure I didn't smash a dog, but yeah. Couldn't get the camera on quite in time to catch her running, but yeah. I always like those little blooper moments. But yeah, Dolly has got to learn to listen. That's a resolution that Dolly should have for the new year, is listen better and not run away whenever we're calling her back. Couple rolls put out for this crew. We're still unrolling them pretty much one every morning. So just keep a little on the feeder so that they never go completely without. Oh, it is still pretty early in the afternoon, but yeah, I might ought to go start tackling that cross fence job. But again, I'm not super motivated for that today. Maybe here in the next week or two. Need to go ahead and get on it and not let it get away from us. But may just about wrap it up for this one. We need to do a few things around the house, whatnot. Ate some brisket for lunch. Cooked brisket on weird week with the first, being a holiday on Monday. I think I cooked it on Sunday. But yeah, I ate a little leftover brisket for lunch. We're gonna eat fajitas for supper. They're gonna be fajitas pork steaks. Well, for a variety of reasons. One being we're just about out of beef till we get these boys just up the hill from me finished out and put in the freezer. And I just bought a whole hog from a buddy of mine. So, but say all that to say, I've had some beef today already. Who knows? I might snack on that brisket a little more this afternoon. But we know what y'all want, or y'all know what we want y'all to do. And that is eat beef. God bless. Hope 24 is treating everybody kindly so far. See you next time.